Long time no see, everyone. It's your old Major Cargon back at it again. This time with a long requested video by all of y'all on what my Grail pieces are. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe if you're enjoying the content. It really does help me out, and I do appreciate everyone that does take the time to get in touch or do whatever it is that you do to interact with the channel. And also, just quickly before we get to the rest of the video, I did want to address the fact that some of the comments that are being left, I get the notification for, but then when I go to respond to it, it disappears. And sometimes it says that they're on the video, but I can't see them, or sometimes they completely disappear from the video altogether. Now, I don't have any sort of auto moderation that is taking care of those. I do see the odd rare negative kind of comment that does go into that auto mod thing. However, there are some comments that just disappear. I don't know why that's happening. If anyone knows why that happens, please let me know, because I don't want it to seem like I'm ignoring some of your comments, and I do want to respond to them. I even type out responses, and then when I go to send them, they're just not there anymore. So yeah, I figured I'd give you the heads up. I might put this at the beginning of some other videos just to make sure everyone at least sees it. Yeah, just wanted to say that, and I'm sorry if your comment just sort of disappears. I'm not doing anything. Why would I delete it? But yeah, I'm sorry. So for those who may not know what a Grail piece is, Grails are basically like your ultimate item, something that you really, really want, but maybe it's not something that you can really achieve so easily. It might be out of budget, or maybe it's really hard to find. That to me is what a Grail piece is. So it was a little hard compiling the list for this video because I try and have items within my means, and rarely am I looking at things and being like, oh, I really want it, but I really can't afford it. I kind of usually just put those things aside as something I will probably never own. So I kind of had to rejig the way I think about things a little bit in terms of actually populating a list like this and kind of adjusting the way I think about items, and not just being like, well, I'll never have it, but instead being like, I would love to have it, but when? Who knows? Who knows when? Who knows when? So for this list, I've broken it up into categories being like shoes, bottoms, tops, and I guess maybe accessories. I haven't really thought too much about accessories because it's not something I really look into, but there are a couple of things that I have seen in the past that I really like. So I guess they get their own category, right? In addition to that, I will also think about how I would fit them into my wardrobe and how I would style them. So maybe like some options and try and justify why they are something that I really do want, but that it's not something so ridiculous that it wouldn't have a place in the wardrobe. All right, so let's do it. First up, let's start with accessories. So only a couple. I didn't really think too much about accessories, but there are two that definitely stand out for me. So first up, we have the Comme des Garçons, I guess like Mickey Mouse ear beanie. This is a beanie that initially I saw in a J Balvin video, or maybe it was like a video where J Balvin was in it, but he was wearing a red version of this. And I said to my friend at the time, this is the most ridiculous beanie I've ever seen, and I want it, but in black. And looking it up, definitely don't want to pay that much money for it, but I still really want it. Amazingly enough, a friend actually ended up making me this beanie out of 2 Uniqlo beanies and some binder plastic. And it's actually pretty cool. This is the beanie here that they made. And I really like it. I rarely wear it because I guess lately it just hasn't been cold, but there it's got the ears. It's fine. I really like it. I mean, like, I'd love to have the actual proper one, but this one definitely satiates that want. So that's why I guess I opened up with this one, because it's something that, yeah, I'd love to have, but I don't need it. And it won't change my life if I have it, but I think it would be really cool to have the official one. In terms of styling, could really go with whatever. I guess like any sort of wintry outfit, just pop it on. It's a beanie. The ears are really large and silly. So it's really up to whether you want to just send that. And I think it's really about the attitude rather than whether it matches completely with the outfit that you're wearing. Okay, so second up is the undercover Batwing bag. I actually saw this on Grail of all places, just scrolling through. Was really taken aback by the price, and also saw that a rapper wore it. Maybe that's why it's so expensive now. This Batwing bag is really, really cool, really unnecessary. It takes up a lot of space and it would be really hard to say like squeeze past people or get through tight spaces where you may be wearing a bag, but I still think it's really, really awesome and I'd love to have that in my wardrobe as an accessory. In terms of styling, I think it'd go really well with like the long flowy clothes that I have. Even some of the more form-fitting things, it's quite versatile. Again, like with the beanie, it's really just about sending the look and being confident with it rather than like putting in a lot of thought and effort into being like, how can I maximize and highlight this bag's full potential? It's really just up to you and the attitude that you wish to put forward. That's what I think anyway. Okay, next up, bottoms. Only a couple of things here. Starting off with some Yohji Yamamoto Karasu pants. So this isn't exactly one model, version, one type, even though it is a style. I guess it's more like a style, but it didn't come from a very specific point in time, and you could only get it then. They are still made to this day with different designs on them, but they are called Karasu pants. I think Karasu translates to crow, and that might be a reference, I guess, to the whole Karasu look where it was mainly like the comme des garçons Yohji Yamamoto vibe in the 80s. Check me on that, like that's not a confirmed statement, but I do know that there was some sort of relationship there between that word and this style of clothing. So these pants are like 3/4 length, maybe a little bit longer, and what's interesting about them is that when you walk or when you move, they have longer fabric sort of hanging off the backside, so it kind of flows in the wind as you walk along. I have similar pants like that, but they have separate flaps attached that they flow in the wind, whereas this is part of the material of each leg itself that kind of extends out backwards. It's a really, really interesting look. I think they look super comfy and there are lots of different variations available from Yohji. I think I would opt, in terms of a Grail piece, I guess I would opt for something with a design on it because it makes it stand out a little more. But these pants look really, really, really cool. And unfortunately, they're always over $500, which actually doesn't seem like a lot of money considering some of the pieces coming up. But, you know, when you're on a budget, it does seem like a lot of money. So who knows? Maybe one day, maybe this is one of the more achievable things I could get in future. As for styling, I guess this is super versatile. You can wear it with really whatever because it's just a bottom kind of statement-y sort of piece. Like whether you want to focus on that and just wear a plain t-shirt on top, or whether you want to wear a button up, dress it up with more layers and things. You got so many options. I think they're very versatile, and having them in my wardrobe, they definitely get a lot of use. Next up in the bottoms section, we have the Craig Green layered track pants. Now these are a pair of bottoms that when I did get into this whole fashion thing, my friend Nick told me to look out for them as they thought they were really cool, and they are really cool, can confirm. I've never seen a pair in the wild, and by that I mean like in the city, like in person with my own eyes, but I've seen a bunch online and they do vary in price, but I think they look fantastic. Like they have so many different layers going on. And as you know, I love things that kind of flow in the wind or flow as you walk. And so it has a lot of dynamic properties to them that when you're in movement, it really accentuates what's going on. And I don't know, I think they look really, really fantastic. And I would love to get a pair. They are quite expensive and I don't see them come up too often for sale. But I think the main issue would be that they are very similar to other pairs of pants that I wear. Do I then get rid of the pants that I have, or would I just opt to have them both? I'm not sure yet, I haven't thought that far ahead. But they could really go with anything as well. They're bottoms, like they don't really have a specific thing. You can dress them up, you can dress them down. I feel like that's the vibe of so many things that I have, and that's why I like it, because you can be really casual, or you can dress up for something with so many of the items that I have in my wardrobe. And again, a really cool addition. Will I ever get a pair? Let's check in next year. Okay, next section, tops. First up, the Undercover Spiritual Noise t-shirt. Now, this is a super, super basic t-shirt. However, it is incredibly expensive for a t-shirt. I'm not paying $300 on the resale market for a t-shirt. I won't do it. I won't do it. Hold me to that. But this is a t-shirt that ever since I got into this whole thing I've really liked the bold letters and the spiritual noise words beneath them, as well as that sort of like black gray washed look. I think it looks fantastic, and whilst it may not really fit with the rest of my monochrome wardrobe that doesn't really have any logos or designs, I still think it would be a very cool t-shirt to own, and I would get a lot of wear out of it, maybe just casually to the shops and back. But again, the price, that's why these are grails. These are things where it's like, you know, they're kind of potentially not achievable, so that's why this is on the list. Next up is an Issey Miyake en plissé blazer in black, of course. And this I think looks awesome. It has a great textured pleated look. And whilst I've had a pleated top by Issey Miyake before, I ended up sewing that on because it was irritant to my skin. My skin didn't really like it. However, I feel like if it's a blazer, something goes over the top of other things, I wouldn't really have that issue. And I'd be completely fine with wearing that day in, day out. Mainly for dressing up things. I guess a blazer can be dressed down as well, but I do lack a proper blazer in my wardrobe, and I think this would be a really neat one that definitely stands out, but not too much. It's not necessarily eye-catching. Maybe when you're up close, you're like, oh wow, is that pleated? I'd probably just like touch it a lot, like this. Like do this a lot. But yeah, I would love a blazer like that, and it's definitely on my unobtainable list so far, but maybe some stage. Following up on that, there are two Rick Owens tops that are very similar. They're both from Spring Summer 2020 Tekuado, I think is the name. And they are the Pyramid Parka and the Pyramid Jacket. So one is a parka, so it's much larger and has a hood. And the other one is more like a denimish type jacket. And both have this very interesting pyramid design on them. I guess inspired from, you know, some of the ancient cultures around the Mexico area. And I think these look really cool. I think that the jacket over the parka would be more usable in terms of the fact that, like, in the climate that I live in, a parka is very seldom used, let alone a designer parka. So a jacket would get more use, and styling it easy. I love contrasting colors and things. So I think having that sort of contrast to the black on the top, you could then wear, you know, Ramones or Geobaskets, anything that has that little other splash of contrast on a bottom part, like a shoe, would look great with this jacket. Bottoms with it, really anything. It's a denim-ish, denim-ish? It's a denim-ish jacket, so you can really do whatever you'd like with it. In terms of finding one in my size, I know that these fit really slim. I haven't seen one in my size because it'd have to be 52 or higher if they were made in larger sizes, but you know, we can dream. That's what this is about. These are the dream pieces. Would be so cool to have one, but in terms of realistically owning one, I don't know. I just don't know. Next up, we have two Yoji jacket type pieces. Initially, I thought, oh, wouldn't it be great to get like a long shirt? But I already have a lot of long shirts, and I feel like getting more long shirts means that other long shirts will need to be just sent out, and I don't want to do that just yet. So let's say that for these two pieces, the first one is a Yoji Yamamoto Suzume Uchida long jacket. Now, I think this is from Spring Summer 2018. I know there was a more recent collab with the artist as well, but this is a gorgeous long jacket that has this beautiful design on the back. On the front, it's completely plain, nonchalant, but on the back, it's got this lovely red contrasting design. And when I was watching video of that presentation, I was like, oh my goodness, that is beautiful. And what a cool jacket to have. Not seen one in the wild either, and I don't even want to think about prices because I know mainline Purom is pricey, let's be honest. And I don't have thousands of dollars to spend on a jacket. I do think about it a bunch. That and this one, which is a Yoji Yamamoto Purom. Do I have to say it like that? I don't know what to call it, but it's a jacket with a lot of zips on it. And I think this one looks really neat as well. It stands out. The many zip detailings that can all be pulled down and opened look really neat. Again, watching the show that this was from, there are just bits and pieces from shows that I see and I'm like, my goodness, that is so cool. I wish I could one day at least even just try it on. I've seen a couple of these floating around on sale for about 2.5 grand. Again, that's a lot of money for a jacket, but who knows, down the track, maybe. That's what this is all about. It's all about grails and maybes. In terms of styling, same old thing. They can go with whatever. That is the beauty of having a capsule wardrobe, is that everything sort of goes together. So having the ideas and having that all in... My beanie was falling off. So having that all in mind when putting it all together means that when you're getting pieces to come in and out, everything sort of just goes, and I love that. I love that a lot, and yeah, one day, maybe. Okay, final section, shoes. Now, just to get one pair of shoes out of the way, I think they're really cool, but this is sort of my whatever pick. It's not realistic. I don't know whether it'd go so well with anything, and I'd probably be too afraid to wear them. But the Prada monolith boots with the little pocket on the side, I know these have been duped hell through like ASOS and all those other manufacturers, but ever since I saw these boots when I went into Mason's Melbourne a while ago now, I was just like, these boots are so ridiculous. They are awesome. I don't have the money to pay for those, and I would be too afraid to wear them anywhere because of that price. However, the monolith boots are very, 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 very silly, very over the top. And that's why I love them, and I think they're really cool. I probably would never buy these, but they're a thing that, if a good deal came along, I would definitely consider it. But let's move on to the more realistic, that doesn't make sense, but the other grails, shoe-wise. Okay, so it's no stranger to anyone that I really do like Rick Owens shoes, and so there are a couple of Rick Owens pieces here. And so first up, there are the leather sock Ramones. Now, I've never actually tried on a pair of sock shoes or scubas before, which I really, really should, because if I bought a pair and they really didn't fit my feet properly, that would be really awkward. To be honest, that'd be super awkward. So I should probably look into that. However, I think like the leather sock Ramones, the ones that go up to perhaps your knee, not the thigh high ones and not the ankle ones, but the knee high ones would be awesome. I do like the look of wearing Ramones or Geos with long socks, and this basically combines it into a shoe. Mwah, perfect, love it. The fact that they are leather gives them that premium look, and it means that you can wear them in any sort of outfit. You can dress these up really, really easily, as well as, I guess, being a bit more chill with them, but they would look nice, you know, whilst wearing a shirt, a long jacket, a coat, and it'd still look very, very nice. Yeah, leather socks, expensive as well. Yet the thing about having the socks is I wouldn't know how often then I would wear regular Ramones or even the laceless Ramones boots that I have, because they're very, very similar styles with the toe caps, and I just don't, I don't know what I would do, whether I'd have to get rid of another pair or just have these. So as cool as the leather socks would be, it's something that I definitely would need to think about a lot more if I was to actually get a pair. Or maybe I just, wing it and just do it and see what happens. Next up, Rick Owens wise, this is very, very token to say. I feel like everyone says it, but it is the Kiss boots. Like, they are very, very, very cool heels. And not only that, but I know that they would fit because they do serve them? They do make them in larger sizes, and I would just need to go try some on to make sure which size fit me best, but do definitely think about those. I probably should get a pair of heels, something more accessible like the Random Identities worker boots that are a lot less in price, but they are still a heel as a more entry heel because I've never worn heels. And going straight from like a regular boot heel to something like Kiss heels, I would probably fall over and hurt myself a lot, or at least hurt my ankles. I don't know, I would get hurt. I'd find a way to do that. So Kiss heels would be super cool. I don't care if they go out of fashion. I would still love to have a pair down the track. It's just price and also fear for my safety that is keeping me from getting those. So finally, down to the last two pieces in terms of shoes and this list. And they are both Guidi pieces. First up, we have the 992 Derbies, and I really like this silhouette. I like how the laces are very, very long and have to be wrapped underneath the shoe. I think that makes it look even more interesting. These are really, really nice derbies. And I don't know, I feel like having a shoe that you know will last and is made very, very lovingly and just has that look. The laces wrapping around, I think that looks really interesting, and I do think about that quite a bit. You could wear these with any of the Yohji or Comme des Garçons, I guess really like, I'm just looking at my clothing rack over there. With like most things, honestly, except for probably like Rick shorts and jeans. I think they'd look fantastic. It'd be really nice to have a pair of like really cool derbies. I just have the Doc Martens basic ones at the moment, which I still love. They are a classic, but having the pair of Guidi 992s would be amazing. And finally, again, this might be another thing like the Kiss heels where it's sort of done to death, but a pair of the Guidi PL2 front zips. I hope I got the name right, but I think they look amazing and again, can be really used to dress up an outfit. I just think that the front zip detailing looks very, very, very cool. And I've really thought about it a bit actually, wearing them with like hakama pants or balloon pants, anything where the silver zip detail kind of like shines through, peeks out from the front would look really nice. It's kind of eye-catching. And then that can also go, you know, match jewelry if you're wearing other silver pieces too. Hey, even with that zip top, mwah, zip me up. Let's go. Let's get zipped. That would probably be like the Instagram caption. And people would be like, please never say that again. Please never say that again. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. These have been the Grails in the year of our Lord 2022. This will probably change year in, year out. It'd be cool to make a video like this each year. I mean, depending on how long I keep this up, but this is where they're at. What do you think? What are your Grails? I'm very, very curious to hear which ones you think are nice, or what are yours? Because I only know very, very little about this whole fashion thing. So anything that you'll recommend or can put me onto will just help broaden my horizons. And hey, there's nothing better than being more in the know. It can't hurt, right? Like, hopefully. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you're all taking care of yourselves wherever you may be. I will see you very soon for the next video. I actually did get a camera to shoot some more vlog style stuff out and about, so can't wait to get that going. And yeah, this is super fun. I look forward to making more content. Any suggestions, any comments, let's chat. Love talking to you all. Please stay safe, take care, and as always, don't do anything I'd do. All right, bye-bye.